What is an aesthetic body? This question has been asked by great minds for hundreds of years. I'm sure you've seen the figure of the Vitruvian Man. It's based on what was thought to be the perfect proportions of the male body, but I won't repeat them here because they're wrong. The idea of finding perfect mathematical proportions for the body is simple and genius, but the approach itself is flawed because it's based only on the opinion of one man. Smart people don't rely on just one person's opinion. They look at thousands of studies and data from millions of people to explain everything about what makes a body aesthetic.
I'm trying to put you in the worst mood. Be one cleaner than your church shoes. Really point to just to hurt you. All red lamp just to tease you.
So, what separates the body of a Greek god from an ordinary man? The main focus should not be on muscle size, definition, or even height. The key is overall composition and proportion, and this is explained by how our brains perceive people. There was a study where women were shown photos of two types of men, tall but disproportionate, and short but well-built. The results showed that shorter but more proportional men were rated twice as attractive. Just think about that. Everyone dreams of being taller, but working on aesthetics guarantees real results. Let's move to the first parameter, the waist to chest ratio. Research shows that the ideal ratio is 0.7. This means, for example, if your waist is 70 centimeters, your chest should ideally be 100 centimeters. Why does this matter so much? Reason 1, it's a sign of dominance. The leader of the pack isn't afraid to take up space. Walking with your chest forward, you're literally exposing your weak spots, the neck and the heart. That signals unshakable confidence and invincibility. Reason 2, a lean physique is a sign of health and strength. When someone looks aesthetic, people are naturally drawn to them. They see the work and discipline behind the body and want to be like that. Now, the second parameter, the head to height ratio. This determines how tall you appear. The thing is, a man who's 160 centimeters and one who's 190 centimeters will have roughly the same head size. But the torso length? Completely different. The ideal proportion is 1 head to 8 total. In other words, your height should fit 8 of your head lengths, and the more the better. Research clearly proves this. Unfortunately, this is purely genetic. That's why guys who are 179 centimeters don't always look tall. The good news? You can fix it with clothing. Third parameter, neck thickness. It massively affects how people perceive your face and body overall. Countless studies prove that women are more attracted to masculine traits, and the neck is one of the strongest indicators of masculinity. Fourth parameter, shoulder to hip ratio. When people say you have broad shoulders, what they actually mean is that you have a great shoulder to hip proportion. That's what visually separates men from women. Women naturally have wider hips than shoulders, men the opposite. The rule is simple. The broader your shoulders compared to your hips, the better. This is the golden ratio bodybuilders chase. Fifth parameter, height and leg length. Research shows that the longer your legs, the more attractive you appear. Shorter men almost always have proportionally shorter legs compared to their torso. With average and tall men, it depends on genetics. Just look at fashion models. Sixth parameter, foot length and height. Think about the hobbits from the Lord of the Rings. They look like dwarves. But here's the trick. They weren't heavily edited with special effects. What really made them look tiny were those giant prosthetic feet. The principle is the same as with head size. Short men often have almost the same foot size as tall men, so people with big feet look shorter than they actually are. That's why you should stop wearing oversized sneakers. They literally make you look shorter. Seventh parameter, waist to thigh ratio. Everyone says never skip leg day, but the key here is balance. A body looks more aesthetic and elite when the thighs aren't wider than the waist. This doesn't mean keeping your legs skinny. On the contrary, they should complement the body's overall proportions. These 7 parameters are the keys to building the body of a Greek god.